Hey everybody, it's the Critter Dude and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, I'm the Critter Dude and welcome to my channel. And in today's video, I will be giving a few updates on my 29-gallon aquarium that I set up in a previous video, as well as adding some new fish to it. So the first update is that I added a new bubble bar, this one right in the back. The one that I added when I set up the tank, it stopped working after a couple days, so I decided to add this bubble bar instead, and it's been putting off a lot of air bubbles and keeping the tank very oxygenated. So the next update is I added a bubble dragon. This is a bubbling dragon decoration that hooks up to a air pump, and the air goes into the bottom and there's an air stone inside, and the air stone bubbles up, and then after it builds up air in the head of the dragon, it bubbles out, and it's just a cool bubbling decoration to have in an aquarium. And this bubbling dragon I actually had in another aquarium that I never actually showed on my channel, but I decided to redo that tank, and I decided to put the bubbling dragon in this tank because this tank is taller and so the bubbles can go up. Also, that air pump that was on the other tank, one of the sides stopped working and it couldn't power the bubbling dragon anyways, so I decided to just move it to this tank. So that's that update. The next update is at the end of the video of me setting this tank up, I actually added a few goldfish a few days later after setting up the tank, after the bacteria was starting to colonize to help get it cycled. But since then I have removed the goldfish, so I'm ready to add in the first fish that are going to be in this tank. And here are the fish. I got 10 flatties. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and float these fish in the tank to get them used to the water temperature. Now I'm going to shut the lights off so the fish don't get stressed from the light while they are sitting in the bag acclimating. And I'll be back when they are done acclimating to the water temperature for the next step. Now that the fish are done acclimating to the water temperature, I went ahead and turned on the light. Now I'm going to show you the next step that I like to do. The next step I like to do is put the fish into a bucket, and then I like to add water to the bucket to get them acclimated to the water quality, like the pH levels especially, so that they don't go into shock. Now I'm going to open up the bag and dump them in, and then come back when they are in the bucket. Now that the fish are in the bucket, I'm going to start the drip acclimation I do. So I've already got the siphon going for the airline tubing, and then I put the valve on and closed it already, just so it was ready for the video. But basically I have an airline tubing piece that is in the tank, and then I just have this little airline control valve on the end, and you just kind of open it up and then water will start coming out. And there it is. Now that I got the drip going, I will come back after they're acclimated to the water quality, and then I will add them to the tank. Now that the fish are done drip acclimating, I am going to be adding them to the tank. And the reason that I drip acclimate some of my fish is because the water in the pet stores or fish stores are different than the water I have in my tanks, and so I like to slowly acclimate them so that they don't go into shock when I add them to the tank. So I don't think I'm going to show the whole process of me netting them and putting them in the tank. I will just net them and put them in the tank and come back when they are all in the tank. I'm back and I got all of the fish in the tank. And I ended up actually getting a video of them swimming out of the net. So I will play that after this. Now I'm going to release the fish into the tank. Also, I almost forgot to mention the fish I actually got. So I ended up getting 4 big adult red wag platies. You can see one back there. I also ended up getting these other platies that are like a orange color with a black stripe. I got 4 of those. And then I also got 2 of these other ones that are a little lighter. I think they are baby red wag platies. So in total, I ended up getting 10 platies for this tank. And normally, I wouldn't end up adding this many fish at once. I would only add a few of the fish that are about the size of these bigger platies. But this tank is fully cycled. I ran it with goldfish, which have a higher bio load. And I've been adding stability to build up the bacteria so that it can handle a bigger bio load. And also, the smaller fish, they don't have as much bio load as a bigger fish. So I think they should do fine in here for right now, but I also have other tanks that when the babies grow up a little bit, I could add them to other tanks and spread them out. And I think that's about it for this video. I hope you liked watching me put new fish in this aquarium that I set up in a previous video. And if you have any suggestions for any upcoming videos, if you could, leave those down in the comments down below. Also, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, if you could also leave those down in the comments down below as well. And don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Until next time, take care.